In the mountains of Central Asia, a nation stood between two empires. Britain pushed from the south,
To London! This is not just diplomatic words and abstract defiance.
Russia from the north, and in 1879, one treaty signed in fear, not freedom.
The signing of the treaty brings a fragile silence, but not peace.
Changed Afghanistan forever. This is the story of Gandamak. In the rugged heart of Central Asia, where mountains rise like silent witnesses to centuries of conquest, a story is carved in dust and blood. A story of power, betrayal, and survival. The year is 1879. The British Empire stands tall, the largest the world has ever known. Its flag stretches from the shores of Africa to the crown jewel of the East India. But to the north, another empire is on the move. Step by step, fortress by fortress, the Russian bear descends through Central Asia, inching closer to India's northern frontier. Between these two giants lies a proud and independent kingdom, Afghanistan. To the British, it is a buffer. To the Russians, a gateway. And to the Afghans, it is home, sacred and defiant. This is the stage for the great game. A century-long shadow war of espionage and political maneuvering between two of the world's greatest powers. And Afghanistan is the grand prize, the key to controlling Central Asia. The tension finally boils over when the Afghan ruler, Amir Sher Ali Khan, a man caught between two hungry empires,
We must act swiftly to secure our future.
refuses to receive a British mission in Kabul.
To London! This is not just diplomatic words and abstract defiance.
To London, this is not just a diplomatic snub. It's an act of defiance, a public insult that cannot go unanswered. The British Empire, with its vast military might, decides that if diplomacy won't work, force will. In the bitter winter of 1878, a decision is made that will change the course of history. 3 columns of British Indian troops cross the border, invading Afghanistan from 3 directions: Kandahar, Kurram, and Khyber. The Second Anglo-Afghan War has begun. The Afghan forces, brave but outmatched by modern weaponry and disciplined tactics, are pushed back. Sher Ali Khan, hoping for support from his supposed Russian allies, flees north, seeking help that never comes. Exhausted and heartbroken, betrayed by the power he had tried to appease, he dies in exile, leaving behind a shattered kingdom and a frightened heir, his son, Amir Yaqub Khan. Yaqub Khan inherits a throne on the brink of collapse. The British Army is unstoppable, marching deeper into his homeland. With his country in chaos and his army in retreat, he is faced with an impossible choice: fight a losing war and see his nation destroyed, or seek peace and accept humiliation. He chooses survival. And so, on May 26, 1879, in a quiet village near Jalalabad called Gandamak, the fate of Afghanistan is sealed. A treaty is signed, not with pride, but with pressure. Not in freedom, but in fear. The Treaty of Gandamak is a turning point. Under its terms, Afghanistan surrenders control of its foreign affairs entirely to the British Empire. From that day forward, no Afghan ruler can communicate with another nation, sign a treaty, or declare war without Britain's explicit consent. The independence that the Afghan people held so dear is reduced to a clause on a piece of paper. In exchange, the British promised to protect Afghanistan from foreign aggression and provide an annual payment of 6 lakh rupees, a subsidy to keep the Emir loyal. But this protection comes at a heavy price. Key strategic territories are ceded to British India. The Khyber Pass, the historic gateway through the Hindu Kush, the fertile Kurram Valley, and the regions of Peshin and Sibiol are signed away. These aren't just lines on a map. They are ancient trade routes, symbols of Afghan resilience, and vital to the nation's security. Now, they are gone. To the British, the treaty is a triumph of imperial diplomacy, securing their Indian frontier at minimal cost. To the Afghans, it's a catastrophe. The signing of the treaty brings us silence, but not peace.
The signing of the treaty brings a fragile silence, but not peace.
Across the valleys and villages of Afghanistan, a single word is whispered on the wind: Qadari, betrayal. To the common people, their emir hasn't secured salvation. He has orchestrated surrender. The treaty is seen not as a pragmatic compromise, but as a deep national humiliation, an insult to their honor and their faith. The presence of a British envoy in Kabul, a condition of the treaty, is a constant visible reminder of their lost sovereignty. The anger simmers, waiting for a spark. That spark ignites just a few months later. On September 3, 1879, the British envoy, Sir Louis Cavagnari, the architect of the treaty, is in residence at the Bala Haizer fort in Kabul. Disgruntled Afghan soldiers, furious over late pay, and the presence of the foreign occupiers surround the residency. The protest quickly escalates into a full-blown assault. The city's population, fueled by years of resentment, joins the attack. Cavagnari and his entire mission, his guards, his staff, everyone, are overwhelmed and killed. The British residency is burned to the ground. The flames of rebellion once again sweep across Kabul. The news of the massacre sends shockwaves through the British Empire. The response is swift and brutal. An avenging army, the Kabul Field Force, is dispatched under the command of General Frederick Roberts. They storm the Afghan capital, determined to punish the revolt with iron and fire. Executions are carried out, and a reign of terror descends upon the city. But even as they restore order, the British have learned a costly lesson. Afghanistan can be occupied, but it can never be truly owned. The spirit of its people is unbreakable, realizing that direct rule is impossible. The British look for a new leader, someone strong enough to control the fractious tribes, but also willing to uphold the core tenets of the Gandamak Treaty. They find their man in Abdur Rahman Khan, a nephew of the late Shir Ali. Known as the Iron Emir, he proves to be a ruthless and effective ruler. Under his reign, Afghanistan slowly stabilizes, but the shadow of Gandamak lingers. The treaty remains a symbol of humiliation, a deep scar on the Afghan national psyche, a bitter reminder of the day when independence was traded for a fragile peace. Decades passed, empires crumbled, and the world map was redrawn again and again. The British Empire faded into history, and a new Afghanistan emerged. But the memory of Gandamak endures, whispered in history books and remembered in Afghan hearts. It stands as a timeless warning that no empire, no matter how powerful, can permanently break the spirit of a people determined to be free. And it teaches us that peace, when bought with submission, is never truly peace at all. The Treaty of Gandamak, signed in 1879, was more than just a document. It was a signature that reshaped a nation, and a lesson that echoes through the mountains of Afghanistan to this very day. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you found this story compelling, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the events that shaped our world. Let me know in the comments what piece of history you'd like to explore next. See you in the next video.